guy by the name of Maxwell Maltz. And the title of the book was Psycho-Cybernetics.
Just got back today. Today was a very long day, and I'm noticing a lot of these days have been getting a lot longer. One thing I definitely want to do is do more like kind of vlog style as opposed to just talking in the camera and things like that. But I'm finding that, one, a lot of these days are very long. Two, sometimes I can't necessarily record everything. There's certain things that I'm not able to vlog because a lot of times I've had my hands on things. So a lot of times I'm running around doing this and that. So the case, I'm not necessarily in the best position to be able to go and, start vlogging everything that I'm doing. However, there's a lot to learn from these days, and these periods of reflection is probably one of the best things I can do at the end of the day, while also eventually getting to a certain point where I showcase certain things. So today, one of the biggest things that I learned, I thought today was going to be a short day where maybe I'm out of the house from like 1 o'clock until like maybe 4, but I ended up leaving at 10 a.m. and getting back at like 9:15, so almost like 20 minutes ago. And one of the biggest things I learned today was the power of relationship. And I think that's something that as I go on this journey, I'm continuously learning and trying to build this business, and not just build the business, but also myself as an individual. And there's so many things I'm learning are just outside of just the monetary transaction of I give you this service or a product or whatever, and then you pay me. And there's a lot has to do with really just you, right? It's who you are. It's why did this person not close? Why did this person not sell to me? Why did this person decide to sell to me, right? What was it about this person that made them want to come back and buy from me again? Some of the bigger things is networking, right? It opens up doors to markets. It opens up doors to obviously clients, to types of people, because as you grow as an individual, you're going to be hitting different levels of, learning, of wisdom, of knowledge, of competency, of awareness, of just so many different things, right? And then you also get around people at different levels of status, of wealth, of power, of all of these different things. And at every level, it's almost like a building, right? You have an elevator. Having a network, having relationships with certain individuals is almost like having the key that lets you in. Like if you've been in a condo, some more modern ones, you know that you can't get into the elevator without a fob. If you know someone that's in the building, you can have access to anywhere in the building. That's kind of like what having the right network is like. They'll allow you to get to any level, and obviously the type of person is depending on how high you go, right? How close to the penthouse you go. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to live there, but that just, kind of shows the type of access that it can open up to you, right? That's one thing about, relationships that I'm learning. And the other thing is when you start trying to network with people, trying to, communicate and, grow your network. I just want to go back to this point of things outside of just the monetary transactions, that I'm realizing when it comes to certain people that are successful or in certain positions of competency, power, financial success, it's understanding people. A lot of successful people will tell you this, and it's so true. Because even on a small scale, think about the relationships you have. How good are those relationships? How effective are you at communicating with those people? Even in business, like for example, if I look at some of my highest paying projects have been, or some of the easiest projects that came to me, a lot of the times it's from people that I know. Imagine everyone who you meet new is like a new friend that you're having. Now it's going to be the same thing. Well, if I ever need this thing, well, I know that one friend that already does this, so I'm going to ask them. Now, some people do this. Some people will go find someone online who might do it because of professional, XYZ, whatever the case might be. But imagine now your circle, everybody who you know is all professionals, not just people that do things for hobbies, not just do it on the side or on the weekend or, an hour a day or, once a month or something like that. But everyone who you know is competent to an extremely high level of proficiency at whatever it is that they're doing. This person over here is a lawyer and they're a lawyer by trade. This person over here is in visuals and media. This person over here is a musician. This person over here works, I don't know, in logistics, and they understand that. This person over here works in business. This person over here, and now imagine when you need something, who are you going to call? That's the power of the network, but also that's the power of having friends. It's the power of the people and relationships that you have. So I look at it sometimes and I'm like, look, these are very long days. Not everything is going exactly how I wanted it to go, but also understand that someone said this quote that was very, very true, very impactful. He said that usually success is going to come from the inefficiencies, right? Sometimes, landing a really big client or the client that you want to work with the best is going to start off with free work. It's going to start off with you probably not getting paid for a little bit. When you're learning a new skill or trying to get into something that, maybe it's going to pay you down the line, you're going to do a lot of things that aren't going to pay off right away. The second thing that constantly presents itself in front of me is the speed, the importance of doing things right away and the importance of doing things immediately, like not letting things wait too long, because you're never going to have these opportunities again. No matter what you think, you'll never have the same opportunities again that you currently have. You'll never be the same age. You'll never be in the same place, in the same position. You'll never have the resources that you have, the same time that you have. The people that are around you at some point, they're going to age. You might go different ways. They might pass away, unfortunately. Sometimes there's opportunities in front of you. I think anyone can agree with that. The things you regret the most are the things that you didn't do. Rarely ever do you regret the things you did do. If you did something and you learned from it and you didn't like it, you're not going to do it again, right? So at least now you know not to do that thing again. But if you know that you have an opportunity in front of you and you don't do it, you're going to regret that and mull it over and think about it. Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that? Or even sometimes it will be the inverse. It's why did I do that? But it's something you knew you weren't supposed to do, right? You see a cupcake there and you're like, yo, that looks so good, but I know I shouldn't eat it because I'm trying to be healthy and I'm working out. And then you eat it and then afterwards you kind of feel bad. Or you think, all right, I should definitely go to the gym. And then you don't go. And then a month later, 3 months later, a year later, then you're like, man, if I just got started back then when I saw my other friend that was getting started and I was watching them, and now I've been watching them for a whole year and they're in a really good position, in really good shape, and right? Cultivate relationships, be fast. Those are the kind of takeaways from my day. I hope that it was valuable. In the content that I provide, obviously I want them to be valuable. I think there's a lot of different things that I'm learning, and I just want to share the things that I'm learning. And, you know, when it comes to business, I think there's a lot of soft skills that are sometimes talked about, but typically in the hype of the internet and when a lot of people are looking for, it's always like money now, money now. How do I get to the money? How do I get $1 million? How do I do this, and that? But it's like, one, it's going to take longer than you think. Even though you have to be fast, it's still going to take longer than you think. Money doesn't happen overnight. Success doesn't happen overnight. Nothing that's valuable happens overnight. But also it's built up slowly through the smaller things. The smaller things being the soft skills. It's not like 0 to 100, do this big action and you get a big result. It's like, no, it's the small tiny things, habits that you build up all the time. The going to the gym every single day for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months before you start to see results. Today was supposed to be a vlog. I didn't really vlog much of my day. Hopefully some of this has been valuable. I was supposed to also be on a call today, which I didn't do. So I'm gonna see if he's available. I'm gonna call him right now.